Nice of you to join us.
Sorry, Your Honor, I apologize to the court.
I called to Suarez. Yeah.
Yes. Good morning, Your Honor. Marcia Crater on behalf of Mr. Suarez.
All right. He has already identified himself. What are we doing on this today?
Your Honor, I've had conversations with Ms. Hughes and we're in agreement. A 2-week adjournment would be advisable for further plea negotiations and me having the ability to actually meet him at the MDOC.
Probable cause conference in this matter will be adjourned February 15th, 2024, 9 a.m. Bond will continue on this matter. Thank you. Yes, hold on.
Joe.
Okay, Mr. Suarez, nice.
I'm sorry.
He left. I'm sure it was something you said, but go ahead.
If we could charge this adjournment with the defense, please, because we did receive 180-day notice on this.
Okay.
Thank you.
I will indicate that it's defendant's request. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Does call the case People versus John Boyer.
Good morning, Your Honor. Robert Ellman on behalf of Mr. Boyer. Your Honor, I will keep my antics to a minimum, but there are some things that I do need to say.
Oh boy, here we go. Go ahead.
Your Honor, Mr. Boyer is present over Zoom. I do know that he was supposed to be here in person. He knows that as well. I have talked to him about the importance of being here in person. However, he was unable to find a ride to court today. It was my intention this morning to ask for an adjournment of this PCC anyway, because I was just retained yesterday and I spoken with the prosecution. I do believe there may be some outstanding discovery still. And so in my conversations with the lawyer, I had told him that basically, Your Honor, if you give us a new court date today, he needs to work on finding that ride starting now as soon as we have that new date. So with all that being said, I would be asking for an adjournment of the PCC.
You understand that, Mr. Boyer?
Yes, Your Honor.
Probable cause conference will be adjourned to February 15th, 2024, 9 a.m. Bond will continue in this matter.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you very much, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
You as well.
Court does call the cases of the People versus Ibrahim. 3 cases. Good morning, Mr. Anderson. Sanders.
Sam Bernstein for Mr. Ibrahim on 2431, Your Honor.
And good morning. Okay, what are we doing on the
Your Honor, we're requesting preliminary exam.
on all 3?
Yes, Your Honor.
Discovery complete on these matters?
To my knowledge, yes, Your Honor.
Would the people have their witnesses available by the 13th?
I believe so, Your Honor.
Preliminary examination will be set in person, February 13th, 2024, 9 a.m. That is before Judge Burke. Bond will continue in this matter, in these matters. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Court does call the case People versus Canadia Roper.
Your Honor, if I go get Miss Roper, she was in the conference room. Morning, Your Honor. Marcia Kracher on behalf of Ms. Roper. Ms. Roper, can you please state your name?
Candy the Roper.
I don't know if the prosecutor did.
I did, Your Honor.
Okay, thank
I
you.
would also note, District Court in receipt of a violation report.
I am.
Your Honor, and
Mr. Allen.
I know this is a large docket. I respectfully request the court to pass this matter such that I can speak to her regarding the bond violation report and go over it with her. I just started that process. She doesn't have access to a phone and she's living at Miller Manor. I've been unable to discuss this matter with her until she had come to court today.
Well, here's the problem. She was supposed to report over to community corrections. I gave her leeway the last time to get herself over to community corrections.
I did.
Pardon?
I went,
You have the report?
I have the report, Your Honor, and it does, I believe, indicate she did show up.
She didn't test.
She,
I didn't have the money to pay.
They would have tested you.
She
You didn't
Didn't
report,
test
you
me.
did not report back to test. What did I tell
told me to
you?
call the next day.
What did I tell you the last time? I said no more missed tests. Remember me telling you that? I didn't hear a response.
No, I don't remember you telling me that.
You don't?
Because I hadn't been there. So you told me I had to go over there. I didn't have the $12 that
Miss-
were there with me. I didn't have the $12 that day. And she said to call her the next day if I could get there.
And did you
Remind-
call?
Yes. I told her I didn't have the money to do it.
You didn't report. I don't know that there's much else to discuss. Ms. Kracher? What do
Your
you
Hon-
want to do with the proceeding?
Your Honor, at this point, Your Honor, I would request an adjournment of the PCC in this matter to see. I'll just request the PCC be adjourned for as short as time as possible, Your Honor.
Probable cause conference will be adjourned to next week, February 8th, 2024, 9 a.m. Anything you want to say regarding bond?
Your Honor, my client does have support in the community. Avalon Housing representatives are here. They have supported her. She did.
Would have helped her arrange for testing.
Avalon has reported to me, Your Honor, that they are not able to financially support her as far as that goes. She did go over to community corrections. She completed the intake and was put on a random indicator according to the report. She was, as according to the bond violation report, she was instructed to submit. She stated she did not have the money. She was, okay, and she was told to
Whoa,
submit.
whoa. Look at the next line.
She was instructed to return the next day. That's what I was going, is that the line you're
In the
referring to?
next sentence, and she
She
failed to
to be
do
there.
so.
Mhm.
She told me just to call if I couldn't.
There has been no contact with Mr. Roper since intake.
The report is accurate on that, Your Honor.
Anything else you want to say?
Your Honor, I'm concerned with if she's incarcerated, her ability to continue with services through Avalon Housing.
Ma'am, I told you to appear and you had 2 previous missed tests. You gave me the story the last time. I was serious about your reporting. And I told you no further missed tests. You missed a test. You didn't do it. You didn't even cooperate. You didn't go back in terms of even follow the instructions that they gave you going back. Defendant's bond is hereby revoked. Defendant's remanded.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Court calls the case, People versus Ronald Ray Wilson.
Good morning, Your Honor. Tiffany Hughes on behalf of Mr. Ray Wilson, who will be approaching.
How you doing, Your Honor? Donald Ray Wolf.
Thank you, sir.
Your Honor, we'd like to set this for a prelim. I am in receipt of the discovery.
All right. Do people have their witnesses available the 13th?
Yes, Your Honor.
Preliminary examination will be set February 13th, 2024, 9 a.m. in person before Judge Freshour.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Bond will continue. Thank you. Court calls the case People versus Emmanuel Rhodes, 2 cases.
I'll call you on behalf of the council.
Good morning, Your Honor. Tiffany Hughes here on behalf of Mr. Rhodes, who is approaching.
Judge Kenneth Overwater, Assistant Public Defender, also on behalf of Mr. Rhodes.
All right. Your name, sir? All right. What are we doing?
Good morning, Your Honor. I've talked with Mr. Rhodes and looks like want to proceed to prelim.
Mr. Overwater?
I will set mine for an examination as well, Judge.
Your Honor, before we set the exam date, Your Honor, and receive a community corrections bond violation report.
You did.
There are 2 from January 22nd, another from January 26th. Outlining if any of this failed to appear, it's not in contact with community correction.
I don't have those reports. Is council aware of those reports?
I am.
I'm not, I just came in on a different case, so.
Pardon?
Your Honor, I came in on a different case, so I wasn't aware of the bond violation.
I'm in 23-2, 17-3.
1738.
Yes.
Judge, it does indicate that he was ordered to report on the 14th, and it appears he hasn't reported yet. I would ask the court just to allow his bond to remain with the instruction that he go report to community corrections right now.
Why didn't you report?
I didn't even know I had to report. I just got out of jail like 2 weeks ago.
I need to orders. Okay, I'm going to order that you report over to community corrections for testing. For intermediate supervision, testing once per month. Understand that? So before you leave the premises, you need to go over to community corrections. I'm going to sign the order on that. You understand, sir?
Yes, sir. I have a question.
What is it? You don't want to talk directly to him?
I don't have it.
Your Honor, he doesn't currently have an ID.
Where is your ID?
I don't have one. I have an appointment next week at the Secretary of State to get it.
Tell them I believe he can use his booking photo. So tell them that over at community corrections that you don't have an ID, but that you just came out of jail. They may be able to get an ID on that.
All right.
All discovery is complete
Yes, Your Honor.
To my knowledge, Your Honor.
and people would have their witnesses available on the 13th.
I believe so, Your Honor. Thank you.
Preliminary examination will be set in person February 13th, 2024, 9 a.m. That is before Judge Burke on both cases. Bond at this time will continue.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor.
It does call the cases of the people versus Deanna Wells.
Attorney Morgan Rosa, on behalf of the board.
Good morning, Your Honor. Tiffany Hughes on behalf of Ms. Wells approaching.
Your name, ma'am? All right, what are we doing on these?
Your Honor, we'd like to set these for prelim. She has three cases, and so discovery is complete, and I'd like to set them for prelim.
People have their witnesses available the 13th. Preliminary examination in person, February 13th, 2024, 9 a.m. before judge, fresh hour. I kind of do that.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Bond will continue in the cases. Thank you.
Good morning, Your Honor. May I please this honorable court, Rita Young, P 44626, appearing on behalf of Ms. Tanisha Moore, who is present. Ma'am, would you state your name for the record? Tanisha Moore.
Fine. Thank you. All right, what are we doing?
Requesting an in-person preliminary examination hearing, Your Honor.
Discovery is complete.
Yes, I believe so.
People have their witnesses on the 13th. Preliminary examination, February 13th, 2024, 9 a.m. That's in person before judge, fresh hour. Thank you. No, it's okay. They're good.
Thank you, Your Honor. May I briefly address bond?
You may.
Thank you.
Briefly.
Okay. Excuse me. Ms. Moore's bond is currently set at $5,000, 10%. She is requesting the court to consider reducing it to a personal recognizance. She is 28 years old. She lives on Pearl and Ypsilanti. She lives alone at her residence.
Go ahead.
She reports that she has no prior felony convictions. She does have a pending misdemeanor, which is scheduled for sentencing on February 22nd, and she is on a tether relative to the misdemeanor. So she's asking the court to please consider a personal recognizance bond with respect to the matter before this court, and she will appear for all future hearings as required.
Response.
I believe reference by Ms. Young is appropriate given the case that has to be taken.
Was she on pretrial release when this offense occurred? Or under sentence?
I did not note the date of the misdemeanor. She's not sure, Your Honor. If we could pass on this matter, I could pull up the other case, the pending misdemeanor to see.
Well, this occurred in January.
Okay.
So how long have you been on a tether?
Oh, no, I'm supposed to get a tether if I get released today.
Pardon?
I'm supposed to get a tether if I get released today.
I thought you said you were on a tether from Judge Washington.
No, I was on a tether from Wayne, but when I got incarcerated here, they cut it.
So
Washington ordered me a tether, but I couldn't get on tether because I had to go to Wayne, and Wayne gave me tether, came back. But she ordered me a tether, my last case.
But the question is was the misdemeanor before this case?
Oh,
it was?
Yes,
So you were on release when this case occurred?
correct.
Motion for bond reduction denied.
Very well, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay.
House case of the people versus Isaiah Baker.
Prosecuting attorney Logan Brooks on behalf of.
Good morning, Your Honor. Joy Gaines, Senior Assistant Public Defender, representing Mr. Baker, who's appearing by Zoom. Sir, would you please state your name?
Isaiah Baker.
Your Honor, at this time, Mr. Baker is requesting a preliminary examination.
Discovery complete.
That is my understanding.
People have their witnesses available on the 13th.
Yes, Your Honor.
Preliminary examination in person, set February 13th, 2024, 9 a.m. before Judge Burke. Bond will continue.
Thank you.
Thank you. Calls the case, People versus Anthony Murphy.
Andrew Childers appearing on behalf of the people.
And good morning, Your Honor. Sydney Rushing appearing on behalf of Mr. Murphy, who appears to my right. Will please state your name for the record?
Anthony Murphy.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hang on. Go ahead.
Your Honor, defense has found a conflict of interest in this case, so I do have to withdraw. I did submit a motion and an order with who the public defender's office appointed in my place. I don't know if you want to hear that this morning or if you'd like to schedule.
Well, I have you were appointed, the public defender withdrew, you.
Yes, I'm an appointed
You
me.
took the case. I do have the motion to withdraw before me, and you're indicating there was a conflict.
Yes, Your Honor.
I will permit your withdrawal. Mr. Killawall, the MAC office has assigned this case to you.
Yes, Your Honor. If you sign the order, I have an appearance. I couldn't file it until there was an official withdrawal.
I understand. All right. So what would you like me to do on this? Adjourn it?
Judge, I just got the discovery late last night. I'd like to hand a copy to the client if you don't mind, but I'd like to adjourn PCC 1 week.
All right. Probable cause conference will be adjourned February 8th, 2024, 9 a.m. You can give him whatever information, but the jail has.
The police report and everything. I'll come and see you, okay? Okay. All right, thank you. Your Honor, I'm going to file my appearance for the record.
Very good. Bond will continue in this matter.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Court calls the case People versus Reginald Elliott.
You have a case number, Your Honor?
That's case number 23 F5 5244.
Good morning, Your Honor. I'm Special Assistant Attorney General Mitchell Wood for the people.
Kenneth Overwater, Assistant Public Defender, appearing on behalf of Mr. Elliott, who stands to my right. Mr. Elliott, would you state your name for the record, please? Your Honor, it's the date and time for a probable cause conference. This time, a client wishes to waive his right to a preliminary examination, have the matter bound over to circuit court.
Sir, is that a correct statement? Take your hand out of your pocket.
Yes.
Correct statement. You understand that a preliminary examination is a proceeding where the people have to show by probable cause that the offense alleged was committed and that you committed it.
Yeah.
You understand you'll not have that hearing. You'll proceed to circuit court for further resolution.
Yeah.
People also waive their right.
We do, Your Honor.
Preliminary examination having been waived, defendant is bound over to circuit court on the single count. Mr.
Your Honor, I'd waive formal reading. I acknowledge to see the information. My client would stand mute.
Defendant having waived formal reading, standing mute. Court will enter a not guilty plea. Pretrial will be set for
March 11th at 1:30 before Judge Slade Monday.
March 11th, 2024, 1:30, play Monday.
That's yours.
Bond
Your
will
Honor.
continue in this matter.
Your Honor.
Thank you. Yes, sir.
If I may, there was a matter of bond, and I
Yes, sir.
don't know if you entered an order. The defendant made bond and he agreed to pay it over. I don't see that it's done, that's happened. It was back on January 18th, and I don't know, I know you've got a mechanism to make that happen quicker.
We
Otherwise, they do it.
do, but let me. I don't know if this is one of the older ones. No, we have in the file when he was arraigned before the magistrate that if bond was posted, it was to be applied to case 2009-0003 or yes, 000399 DP. So it is ordered. What I will do is I will have my staff check on that. We'll send an email over to see if we can get that applied to the case.
I appreciate it, Judge. Otherwise, we can do it in circuit court as well, but sooner the better. So thank you very much, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.